Well, we are back yet again, fourth half hour, fourth quadrant of All Things Employment on OneTalkNetwork.com. And I am your host, Mr. Aaron Boyce, sitting in for Cletus.
And for that, we are eternally grateful.
Oh. And you are?
I am Liz Robynne Rose-Haymer.
So you mentioned that you was going to bring in Daisy. Is that going to happen?
No, I never mentioned that.
So Daisy's not going to come?
No, Daisy's in your head. That's where the lovely side of you comes from.
So Daisy's in my head?
Yes.
I might invite Daisy next week.
No, please don't. She's not invited. Nobody other than our guests and our co-hosts and our hosts are invited. Period.
If Daisy's coming, I'm feeling sick.
Daisy,
exactly.
Daisy asked me if she could come soon.
If Daisy shows up, I'm ill.
Okay.
And if Daisy comes, I'll just disappear. Okay.
Okay. All right. And
FYI.
And you know something? I would say something about that, but I like my teeth.
Good answer.
Okay.
Yes, dear.
Okay. So, guess what we have coming up right now?
Let's see. The answer to think about it.
The answer to think about it. And it does come from my book, Job Seeker No More. You realize that this is an all-book show?
I have heard that a time or two today.
And I have one.
Fantastic.
A book. In fact, I have several.
You have several books here.
So, this one was called Job Seeker No More. The Job Seeker's Complete Guide to Employment Success. And guess what? You can also find mine on Amazon.com.
How about that?
I don't know about all them slashes, forward slashes, backslashes. I just say you go to Amazon.com, type in Aaron Boyce or Job Seeker No More, you'll find my book.
Fantastic.
All right. And on page 97, you'll find the 8 things to know before the interview. So I'm just wondering, Chanel and Robynne, were you able to maybe ascertain 1 or 2 of those 8 things you need to know before you actually go on the interview?
Research the company.
So yes, you're right. Number 1 is the company. Find out how large it is, how many offices it has, what products and services, how much money did it make, when did it open, what does it own, are they planning on opening up anything new? The more you know about the company, the stronger you are.
And know the job description.
Well, that would be the position. Absolutely, that's 2. So what will you be doing? What are your duties and responsibilities? How many hours? What experience do you need? What education do you need? Will it be overtime? Is there room for advancement? How much does it pay? If you can find out that before the interview, because you never ever ask it during the first interview, but if you can find out before the interview, that'll be a great thing, right? Well, Chanel got 2, but there's 6 more things. Can you guess what are the other 6?
Wait, and what was the question again?
Okay, the 8 things to know before you actually go on the interview. What do you know? What do you need to know before you go? Let me give you another. You said the company, but how about the industry? See, so what industry does the company belong to? Is the company a leader in the industry or not? Is it a thriving industry or not? What other companies are working in that industry? The more you know about the actual industry, the stronger you are. The people. Who will you be working with? Who are the owners of the company? Who are the managers? Who will be working with you on the left and on the right of you? Imagine you'll be working with these people for 40 hours a day for the next 200 years of your life.
40 hours a day?
A week.
Right. Longest day ever.
Yeah, I know, right? Wait a minute.
But I noticed you didn't say anything about working for the next 200 years of your life.
That's because I was stuck on a 40-hour day.
Okay.
Exactly. Well, Robynne, I think that's where the missing screw is.
Okay. Next is the workplace. Is the workplace a safe environment? Is it well lit? Is it heavy traffic or very few people? Is it noisy or very quiet? Does it reflect birthdays and holidays and other happy occasions? Imagine if you are not a Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving person and everybody there celebrates that. You think you'll be happy?
Of course not.
No. How about this one? This should be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is number 6. The community. Is the company respected by the community in which it works? Are there any lawsuits, strikes, or boycotts against the company? That matters, doesn't it? Does the company give back to the community? Does the company donate both time and money to the community? Does the company hire from the community? One of the things that a lot of organizations get in trouble is that they do not hire from within the community in which they have offices.
That's right. And actually, last week when we were talking with Larry Carr and the Foreign Road Partnerships, that's one of the things that they negotiated. So it's a very good question.
Number 7, technology. Is the company still using Windows 98 or has it upgraded to Windows 8? Is it using a forklift or are the employees still lifting manually? Are they using a typewriter or are they using a computer? Does the company care about ergonomics? Can you use headphones? Is the company online? Do they use email? All these things matter to whether you want to even work for this company. And remember, you may like typewriters. You may say, I want to work at a place that has a typewriter. In that case, Robert, you'll be overjoyed because they have what was the name of the typewriter that everybody was using?
No idea.
Why would she be overjoyed when you're used to
that was a test. Okay, that was a test. Okay, and I hear where you're going, and I'm requesting you not to. Okay.
So number 8.
Number eight is the news. Sure, the company was doing well in 1927, but what have they done lately? What is happening good and bad with the company today? Last month, last year. Are they in the news at all? Do you know that there were some people who were knocking on the door of Montgomery Ward to get a job long after Montgomery Ward was closed?
Yikes.
Clearly, they did not get the memo.
Really?
So what does that mean? That means is that you may think that the company is doing great and wonderful things, but you didn't follow the news where they were heading a lawsuit, or maybe their stock plummeted 360%. These things you think you might want to know.
Yeah, it sounds like they're pretty important.
And those are the 8 things, and yet it's not listed on the board at all.
Well, it will get there, Aaron.
Okay, fine. Like
Let's not be hasty.
magic, osmosis.
Neither magically nor by osmosis. I will do
Maybe
it manually.
I thought the fickle fingers of Chanel was going to.
She was bantering. It's difficult to banter and write.
All right, cool.
Right, my mind stays right here. Actually.
Less bantering and more writing because I know she can't do 2 things at once. Ooh, that was mine.
Look,
okay.
We don't have time for this.
All right, so that was my 8. My think about it. And I think now we have another all-book experience with Robynne Rose-Haymer.
Yes, I have a book that has become quickly important to me as a result of my experience with the Nehemiah Emerging Leaders Program. And I'm excited because I got the opportunity to take the Strengths Finder quiz online and find out my top 5 strengths. And these strengths are of 34 possible themes, and these themes are based on an algorithm, and the research that's been done on this is rather extensive. So it's an interesting thing that when you take this quiz of 177 questions, which seems like it would be a rather daunting task. However,
You would think that sounds very, very daunting.
right, except for the fact that they really want you to go with your gut answer. So there only is about 20 seconds to answer each question, so you have to answer rapidly.
Okay.
And they ask you questions on a continuum. So they'll say, for instance, one of the first questions is, I like to read instructions, or I jump into things quickly.
Ooh. I have the answer to that.
Excellent. Sounds like you're ready to take the Strengths Finder quiz.
Okay.
So, once you take the Strengths Finder quiz and you get your top 5 themes, there are a number of things that are available at your disposal. But one of those things that they highly recommend is getting the customized report, and that actually comes free with your quiz. And if you purchase the book Strengths Finder 2.0 by Tom Rath, you get a code, and that code allows you to take the test. So
seriously, this is an interactive book.
the book is highly interactive because the book describes the 34 themes and ideas for action, but of those 34, which you are ranked in 1 through 34, the training that I attended really says that the top 10 are the ones that you should focus on, and when you're first starting the strengths journey, really the top 5. Mm-hmm. So it's important because there are many top companies that are requesting people provide them with their strengths as part of the hiring process. Mm-hmm. One thing that Melissa would tell us if she was still here is that people are putting that on their LinkedIn profile.
Oh, they know.
They are. Because it's an important language of business these days. Business is speaking the language of StrengthsFinder. So the 34 themes are achiever, activator, adaptability, analytical, arranger, belief, command, communication, competition, connectedness, consistency, context, deliberative, developer, discipline, empathy, focus, futuristic, harmony, ideation, includer, individualization, input, intellection, learner, maximizer, positivity, relator, responsibility, restorative, self-assurance, significance, strategic, and woo, which stands for winning over others. So as you can see,
honestly, when you were saying all that, I think about you, I'm thinking that you have all 34.
Well, I appreciate that, Aaron, because we all do. All of us have all 34. Some of us have a little more of other things. And in fact, thank you for asking what my top 5 are. Mm-hmm. Because I am individualization, arranger, input, responsibility, and connectedness.
Really?
Yes.
So how does those top 5, get you to live your life in a way where you feel and are the most successful?
The premise of the StrengthsFinder is that instead of spending copious amounts of time trying to remediate the things that are wrong with us, we should dedicate our time and focus on the things that are right with us. So if we're able to identify clearly our strengths, we can work to hone those strengths and use them in various aspects of our lives to be more effective. Mm-hmm. So by knowing your top 5 and then living that top 5, they go from being themes to actually being strengths. So when we take the test at first, they're just things that we are strong in, right, or have a tendency toward. Mm-hmm. But you actually have to work the theme. You need to start to recognize who you are and the aspects in your life that they begin to show themselves, and then figure out how it is that you can utilize them in order to be more effective.
So, I mentioned that you were introduced to the book through the Nehemiah Emerging Leadership Program, correct?
Well, I'd actually been introduced to the book prior to that, but this was the first time that I'd received training.
Okay. And you being a very successful person before Nehemiah, my question is, by going into this book, StrengthsFinders 2.0, what type of self-exploration are you finding that's giving you, I guess the word would be joy?
Part of it is being able to actually put a label on some things that I knew about myself. Some of the things that were identified as being an arranger and focusing on individualization, I recognized were traits that I had, but now that I have actual business language to be able to put toward it. So, for instance, Melissa told us that we need to be prepared to answer the question, why should I hire you? This strengths quiz can help people identify the things that they're good at and then be able to articulate that to an employer. Also, another reason why it is that so many employers are focusing on this book is because it helps to create good teams. So we all know that diversity is a strength, and it's important to have people who have a diverse strength set and be able to put that forward to the benefit of the organization. So having a team that's got not necessarily 1 through 34 represented in the top 5, but definitely a diverse set of strengths will be able to help an organization move their agenda forward.
Well, so because it's very interactive and a work in progress, I would really, really love for us to revisit that in the future. We could bring that book back, as well as Successful Women Think Differently, because we really need to get into that book as well.
Absolutely. I think that this is one of those types of tutorials or lessons that is ongoing. It isn't a book that you read and put down and you never examine again. This is actually a lifestyle. The Strengths Finder, the point of Strengths Finder is to start to create a life around what you're good at so that you can propel yourself forward based on those strengths.
Interesting. So let's assume that Chanel is still here.
Let's assume that.
Okay? And so assuming that she was still here, and she were to pick up that book, right, and flip through the pages, after ascertaining the top 34 strength finders, okay, as she's flipping through, what section or page would she stop at to go, ooh, I need to be there?
So starting on page 33, all of the 34 themes are listed in alphabetical order. But what you're asking, Erin, is really based on an individual profile that comes after you've taken the Strengths Finder quiz. So while you may go into a bookstore, pick up the book, and flip through all 34 of the different themes, it really becomes meaningful once you've taken the quiz and have identified your top 5. So for me, I'm going to first move to the individualization page, and I'm going to learn more about that. But the online content is extremely rich. So once you complete that quiz, it's going to produce that report for you. And there's a number of different activities that they suggest by going through the report in order to make that theme into your strength.
And Robynne, I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for bringing the book to us. We are wrapping up. In case you don't know, we kind of ran a little long in some of the other quadrants. So
I was here. I realized
we're
that.
going to run a little short here, and we're going to wrap up. And I wanted to say thank you to all our wonderful guests.
We had a lot of wonderful guests today.
We did Ashanti Tunson with the Millennium
Love.
See, it comes and goes.
Comes and goes.
A refreshing perspective to stimulate healthy, fulfilling relationships in today's era, part 1. And this is a book that you can find on Facebook.
Amazon.com.
Well, Facebook too.
Facebook also,
but Amazon.com. So we're pleased to have her here. We also had Melissa Washington, Get Back to Work, Smart and Savvy, Real-World Strategies to Make Your Next Career Move. And that was wonderful, very wonderful indeed. So we're going to have her. As well as Mr. Aaron Boyce. Well, I guess that's me, right?
That's
and I just want to promote my book just a little bit, Job Seeker No More, The Job Seeker's Complete Guide to Employment Success. All these books can be found on Amazon.com. And then we have a wonderful book called, you can hold it up.
Strengths Finder 2.0.
By Mr. Tom Rath.
Exactly.
And it is, all these books are about self-exploration. And we absolutely recommend that you read them. And of course, a shout out, even though they weren't exactly here, but Successful Women Think Differently.
By Valerie Burton.
Yes. And I look forward to having more information about the book in the future.
Yes.
And when will that happen?
In the future.
Thank you very much. And so speaking about the future, well, no, we've got to do our top 5. We do. And let's do our top 5.
We will do our top 5. So, we are talking today about the top 5 ways to be a good teammate. I figured it was a very good theme considering we were talking about our new millennium love and how to be a good teammate at home. And then also with our LinkedIn tutorial talking about how to be a good teammate with ourselves. So number 1, show initiative. It's important for you to give ideas for a new project or improving a current process. Number 2, Be a helpmate. If one of your teammates is overwhelmed, ask how you can share the load. Number 3, make sure your stuff is done. You want to be a good teammate. If you said you would do it, then get it done on time. Number 4, be a volunteer. Besides the assigned roles, there's always stuff in between assignments. For example, refilling the copier and the printer. I hate it when they're empty. Number 5, be honest but kind. If you have a teammate, including yourself, who is not cutting the mustard, have a conversation. Figure out how to get the team on track to achieve the overall goal. And that's the top 5 ways to be a good teammate.
Now, what was number 4?
Number 4 was be a volunteer.
Be a volunteer. So I got to tell you again, as we're wrapping up, and I want you to let you know, Cletus, he got so excited. He got so excited. He said he wants to really read that again because it struck him. So Cletus, leave. Cletus wanted to do this. Okay?
Cletus
not
got
allowed.
shackled. Chanel brought her shackles back. But in the event that you wanted to revisit the top 5,
Yes.
it will be available on both the
Okay.
Facebook page at All Things Employment and also on YouTube, where you can view this week's show. And we are All Things Employment on OneTalkNetwork.com. And Aaron, if people wanted to send us an email, how did they do that?
They would go to allthingsemployment@gmail.com. That's allthingsemployment, one word, @gmail.com. They can also listen to us on the smartphone, and just go to the app Radio Loyalty. There's something wrong with my tongue at the moment, okay? So, I think you did. Radio Loyalty app, and you'll be able to do that. And of course, we already said YouTube, of course. You can check out all our shows anytime at All Things Employment. Again, one word. I got to talk about our next show. I'm very excited about our next show. I'm excited about this show.
There's a lot of things to be excited about.
Yeah, there was. But I know that one of your friends and one of my friends are coming on next week.
So is it more exciting, Aaron, that we have friends or that they're coming on the show?
It's more exciting to know that you have friends.
That's not all that unusual.
Wait a minute, but that's
I have lots
expected.
of friends. That's right.
If Robynne said that she didn't have any friends, I'd look at her and be like, "Are you sure?"
Yes, I have lots of friends, Aaron.
No, but if you said that she didn't have any friends, then I'd be like, "Oh, okay. Well, that's. I mean, I can."
Aaron has lots of friends too. He carries most of them around
Friends.
inside his head.
How many people have them?
See, he's singing to
Friends.
us. Oh no! No theme songs. No theme songs. No.
There's a lot of friend songs that I can really.
No, let's not.
Okay.
Let's not. Just
So
Okay.
your
Right now,
friend's
thank
name,
you.
Aaron, that will be with
My
us next
friend's
week.
name is Genevieve Levy. Recently married, by the way. Yay!
Congratulations.
And she's with
Genevieve.
Sacramento Food Bank, and she does a lot of great things for the community. Sac Food Bank is absolutely a fantastic place, and she'll be talking about not only the community things that she does, but also jobs within the community and jobs within Sacramento Food Bank. So I'm very excited about Genevieve Levy. She's a very cool person. And who is your friend?
My friend is Ms. Elena Quintero. She's with the District 1 Parks and Recreation. She's a District 1 Parks Coordinator, and she does a ridiculous number of volunteer things in District 1 and actually all around Sacramento. She's won several awards, and she has a number of grants that she sponsored for her volunteer projects. So we'll be talking about volunteerism as it relates to employment.
Fantastic. Also, my friend Daisy will be there, and
No,
she'll be
she
talking.
will not. She's not allowed. I told you she's banned. Don't come back, Daisy, ever.
Let me come back. She hasn't even been here yet. How can be
No,
banned?
you were about to make her come here, and no, absolutely not. No.
So on that note, we will see you all next week. We are All Things Employment at OneTalkNetwork.com, and we thank you very much for listening.
And the end.